Well, welcome everyone to Breakout Block 3 Quick Takes. I'm Katherine Boyle with the Key Ministry team. And so let's get right into our presenters in this block. I am delighted to introduce to you Katherine Wheeler. Katherine received her Bachelor of Science in Social Work at Keuka College in 2003, following several years of working with developmentally disabled children and families affected by social emotional disorders and teaching in elementary schools. She spent the next several years working with seriously and persistently mentally ill and as a medical social worker. Katherine received her master's degree from the University of New England's Westbrook College of Health Professions. This education focused on health as a human right. A deep dive into learning about trauma's impact on individuals, neuropsychiatric development, and physiology led her to the Karen Purvis Institute of Child Development at Texas Christian University, where she studied to become a TBRI practitioner. Since then, she has continued to focus on healing from adverse childhood experiences and other traumas to improve long-term health outcomes for children and families. She is now a licensed clinical social worker in private practice. Her practice employs interdisciplinary, certified clinical trauma specialists whose passion is bringing healing to children and families, ending cycles of intergenerational trauma. And today she will be talking about creating a sanctuary of trust, promoting felt safety in church communities. Welcome, Katherine.
Good morning. It's really kind of weird hearing your own bio read, and I'm like, I sound cool, but really I've just been struggling through life, just doing the daily thing, and then it gets written down, and you're like, I did that. That's right, I did do that. It's kind of cool, so thank you. I would also like to give credit where credit is due. The sanctuary of trust pun was not mine. That's a ChatGPT thing. So when you ask a teenager for help, they go to ChatGPT now. They don't actually use their own brains. Pro tip, just saying. All right, so felt safety. It's very ironic that I'm the first to go today as I'm talking about how we feel safe in an environment. She gave a great introduction. That's me. I am from the upstate New York and the Finger Lakes region, beautiful wine country. I did train at TCU's Karen Purvis Institute of Child Development to become a TBRI practitioner after becoming a foster and adoptive mother and finding out I knew nothing. That all of my schooling, all of my certificates were useless when there's a kiddo in front of me wanting something that I don't understand. So I had left mental health. I hated it. I said, I'll never do that again. No way, Jose. And then this little person came, and I had to become the expert that I couldn't find. So through God's grace, we found TBRI, and we found the Karen Purvis Institute. And now I love being a therapist with all of my being. All right, so how do we work at Connected Treasures, which is the name of the practice? Everything we do is attachment-based, which really means relationships. Our healing comes through relationships. Everything is neuroscience-driven. I did not include that in my presentation because I've been told I geek out too much. But if anybody wants to geek out with me about it, come to the table because I love to geek out about the science. Sensory rich. Even the adults that come in, this is how we work with them. Everything we do involves all 8 senses. And even those who come to us from a different faith background, of course, we welcome anybody. They don't have to be a believer to come in. But everything is biblically grounded, whether they know it or not. All right, so the goal, I got 10 minutes to convince you or to help you understand what does safety mean. My goal really is that you will get curious and you'll do more. And then to explain where is the biblical foundation for this. All right, so actual safety. How many of you feel physically secure right now? Okay, how many of you felt confident in the screening that has taken place for those in authority, AKA Key Ministry, and McLean Bible Baptist, that we know what we're talking about? Okay, how many of you have felt like this building is physically accessible? All right. Have there been good policies in place to help you achieve what's going on today? All right. Do you feel the absence of immediate danger? Okay. Do you feel like we're presenting well? Like you're accessible? Okay, forgot that one. All right. Felt safety. That was actual safety, right? Felt safety is that innate sense of I belong, I'm okay, I'm seen, I'm heard, I'm valued. Okay? Completely different. Okay? Still feeling safe. If I said to you, everybody stand up and tell the person next to you your shoe size, how safe do you feel? Oh, okay. Now if I said, okay, I want everybody to stand up front here, and you're going to tell everybody in this audience how much you weigh. Who's feeling safe? Not a hand. Oh, I got one. Yes. You go, man in the back. Yes. I'm proud of you. All right. I do not feel safe even asking that question, honestly. All right. We don't feel safe, even though you are safe, because we just went through all of the things that make us really safe. Right? We are the nicest people on the planet. Right? We're the most understanding people, right? We get it. I know nobody's going to tell me up here that I need to lose weight. Right? Like, I know that, right? All right. Felt safety. What is this? How do we get it? Right? So how do we create felt safety? I loved listening to Eric, and I'm going, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I do. All of those things that he listed, I went, that's what TBRI does. We check those off. We say, oh, this is how we get this. This is how we get this. This is how we get this. In very practical ways that you can implement. We even give you scripts. So you just memorize the scripts and you're good to go, okay? You don't have to think on your feet as much. All right, felt safety comes with meeting your sensory needs. Didn't love when those lights came on, but I'm okay now. That sense of emotional safety. Go guy in the back, feeling safe. All right, are there choices? Are there options? Did I ask you, would you like to come to the front and tell everyone your weight? Or did I say, no, you're here, you will come? Right? There's an innate sense of authority that comes when you're up here, even though I really have none. Right? But it's perceived. Okay. The environmental modifications, I noticed that today they've changed the temperature in this room. It was so cold yesterday. My back hurt like crazy going back home. All right? Well, back to my hotel. And I cranked that heat up. My poor little niece is like, what are you doing? Right? I feel much safer in here today. I don't have a backache. Get permission before we do things. We have to think about how we normally do things. It can seem routine for us to put a hand on someone's shoulder and say, hey, how was your week? Well, actually, I just got beat up yesterday, so I would prefer not to be touched. Right? Things that don't flow to everyone, right? Those are some of the things we need to think about. Getting permission. Asking a parent, may I give your kiddo a piece of bubble gum if it seems like they need something in their mouth? Yes, you may. Thank you for checking with me. No, you may not. They will eat it. They will choke. We're on our way to the hospital. Okay, thank you. We have to get permission. And last but not least, probably the most important, being open and curious. That humility piece. All right, so why felt safety? Because healing comes with trust, vulnerability, and reflection on our own stuff. If we want to serve someone else and we want to bring healing to their life, you've got to be healed yourself, even sometimes of the stuff you don't know is there. You have to go through a process, be open and curious about yourself to find out what that is, okay? I did not come up with this. Someone in one of our key ministry things said this, and I was like, this is real life. How we treat others is how they believe God will treat them. That hit really, really home to me. Really home. All right. So what is TBRI? TBRI has three principles. Okay. The connecting principle. which is broken down into the mindfulness strategies. That's the knowing your own stuff, so that when someone is whining, you're not triggered by it because of something in your past. The engagement strategies. How do we do this thing called relationship and safety? The empowering principle, that's really like heavy duty science. That's adjusting the environment and the expectations to meet physical needs. And then what are the physical needs for a nervous system? How do we keep that nervous system regulated? Okay. Correcting, that's where most people come to me. Like, I don't know how to discipline this kid. Well, you don't need to discipline them. You need to teach them, which is what discipline means, to teach. Okay. The goal of the correcting principle is to disarm fear proactively by creating that sense of felt safety, and then knowing how to respond instead of react. Firefighters don't react in a crisis. They have a very long plan, and nobody moves until they know what's going on. That's a planned response. The most beautiful thing about TBRI, I don't know where that came from. The most beautiful thing about TBRI is that it is top down from the leadership down to the infants in the nursing mother's room. It's for everybody. Nobody has to niche. And it becomes a culture. It becomes how we do things. It's how we become welcoming to everybody of every age throughout the entire lifespan. Connecting, this is the biblical part. We need to know our own history and be aware of our own needs, struggles, and hurts. Check out James 1:19 and 20. God created us to be in connection with him, but we have to learn how to do that by practicing with one another. That's how we learn to be in connection with him. The references are there. If one more person I ever hear, I tell you to talk about mindfulness when I hear somebody say, they just need a touch of Jesus. I say, I need a touch of Jesus right now before I touch somebody without permission, right? Do we all need Jesus? Yeah. But when they say that, I do finally have a response. Is anybody looking for, like, what is the response when you get that? This is my response. You're right, they do. Are they finding it from you? That's my new response, okay? And the correcting principle, that discipline. Peter had 3 redos on Jesus' last day on earth. 3 different redos. And we know he had a lot along the journey to get to that last day. Amen? All right. Finally, the TBRI life value scripts. Those are 10 phrases that are 3 to 5 words that you use to disarm fear and create felt safety. And they all come from the Psalms. That's where they all come from. Okay? So take an action. Number 1, learn more, be curious. Number 2, get trained. Don't go it alone. If there are people who have already done this, stop recreating the wheel. Stop trying to figure it out on your own. Get connected. Finally, this is our motto in TBRI. Stay calm, see the need, meet the need behind the behavior, and don't quit. Because if not you, who? Thank you very much.